Hey YouTube, it's time to give a little update on what's been going on with USPSA. Now, I put a video out a little while back saying, hey, we effectively have a new board. Let's give it 90 days and just kind of see what's going on. It's been a little bit of a roller coaster online for the people following this stuff, especially recently. So now that we have some information, we've seen some meeting minutes, I can give you a little update, give you my read on what's going on. So first, I'll give you the Cliff Notes. We got some good news recently. Bama Jim, the lawyer that somehow got in the mix, and if you were sitting watching the USPSA board meetings when they were live streamed, you would think like that's a board member. If you were just watching casually, like, oh, that dude's on the board. Where'd he come from? Bama Jim, the attorney, is no mas. He got fired it appears that there was a special meeting called March 14th, and the point of the meeting was to get rid of Bama Jim. So that is good. Bama Jim is out. Now, we didn't get a live stream of that meeting. We didn't get a live stream of the recent regularly scheduled board meeting. It appears that Hot Dog and Fortney are just, they've kind of flipped around and they're going to be going against the transparency now. I'll talk a little more about that later on. And if you're looking at the minutes and kind of the things that have been happening on the board, it appears that they're setting the table is a good way to put it. They're filling out committees, getting the board seats filled out. They appointed a guy for Area 5. They haven't really done that much that we've seen, but they appear to be setting things up. Bad news. We don't have any word on what's going on with Area 3. We don't know if Scott's coming back. We don't have any specific financial information about anything that's going on. That stuff is very bad. Area 4 director, the new Area 4 director, Ken Cobb, in January, he was for the protest, like explicitly like, hey guys, you got to withhold your money from USPSA. This organization's messed up. You know, he was on that train out loud and in public. And now he's just as out loud and in public, 180 degrees the other direction. He also has some concerns about live streaming the meetings. He did his own live stream on Facebook. I posted a clip on Instagram, and actually a few clips. If you look at my Instagram stories, you'll see you would have seen some clips of Ken Cobb. I think we're going to go with the name Corn Cobb. There's no way to say this nicely. Ken Cobb is a complete moron from what we've seen. He's been making a fool out of himself on the internet, and that is not very good. And we'll talk more about that. There was an interesting vote about Virginia Jo Dunlop. I believe she's an attorney that a lot of people following this stuff online, they see the stuff that she writes and they like her. I would say the internet people following this like her, and she got no-go'd by the board of directors for a committee assignment. That's not very good. Really, the bad news is we have not seen much actual change from the board. Now, let's go into some of the specifics and talk through a little bit more. So I'm going to read from the minutes for the March 14th Zoom meeting. And like I said, if you're looking at the minutes, this was just a special meeting called. I'm not sure the process for all this, but they called a special meeting, and the point of the meeting was to get rid of Bama Jim. So they went into executive session for like an hour and a half, and then there was motions made to waive the 10.2, whatever that is, the confidentiality, so people could talk about it. The no votes on that was from Layton and Fortney, interestingly. So they do not want stuff live streamed. Like, again, I'm not really sure why. Well, I know why. You know why. But I don't know what justification they're giving. I've been hearing kind of that Donna, the managing director, has been complaining a lot about harassment and saying that Ken Cobb was saying that people were making physical threats or threats of harm. That was in one of his things that he said online. I'm assuming that is coming from Donna, the managing director of USPSA, that she's making those claims. Now, I don't believe her. I don't think people are fundamentally acting inappropriate towards Donna. They're just watching her on the live stream saying, like, she looks drunk. She seems incompetent, just pointing out obvious things. Moving on to the regularly scheduled meeting. You might find this interesting. Let's move right to it. Okay, the March 25th Board of Directors meeting. The very first thing, they have a motion to waive the 10.2 bylaw to release a recording post-meeting, and the no votes were Leighton, Corn Cob, I think is what we're going to go with. He is like I said, he is a dipshit, and the Area 8 director, Russell Fortney. Now, interestingly, Jim Boone, the Area 1 director, abstained in this. And this is one of the interesting things if you're looking at the meeting minutes, looking at them close. The Area 1 director is a little bit interesting because he abstained on this one, but then they had some, it's not really clear exactly what the motion was, but they voted again on, waive bylaw 10.2 to release a recording post-meeting. Oh, yeah. So the first vote was to enable a live stream, which Jim Boone abstained on. And then there was another vote right after that to release a recording after the meeting, which Jim Boone motioned and voted yes on. So I think there's some discussion happening there where they're trying to get some recording of the meeting out there. And like I said, Area 1 director did vote yes on that, as did the Area 4 director, Corn Cob. The no votes, Area 8, Area 2, Hot Dog, and Grinfuck. So not really surprising to anybody. It only takes 2 votes at this point to kill the live streaming. And the 2 guys you think would do that, they did do that. So like I said, the Area 4 director, he's a complete moron, but he didn't kill the live streaming, even though he made some statements online that made it sound like he was kind of for that, if that makes sense. Now, there's the rest of the minutes is like filling out committee stuff. They didn't even get to the good stuff, the good, as you might call it. There's going to be another special meeting in the very near future. I think April 3rd is the date. And that'll cover like, hey, is Scott coming back on the board? Like, hey, where's this financial information? I think that'll be covered as well. The interesting bit from the rest of the meeting is this Virginia Joe Dunlop committee assignment. And that one was no-go'd in a roll call vote from the board. Let me pull that up. That was kind of an interesting vote. So, motion to approve the president's appointee, Virginia Joe Dunlop, for the bylaws committee. Now, like I said, a lot of people who seem pretty smart, they've been paying attention. They wanted Virginia Joe Dunlop on the bylaws committee. However, I think she was on the board for that lawsuit that never happened, that the Travis guy came on the YouTube channel a while back and explained like, we're going to collect $30,000 and file this lawsuit. It's like, okay, I mean, that sounds cool to me. He formed a national board and Virginia Joe Dunlop was on it. I think that is a problem for, they know that she's opposition. Let me put it that way. Like Hot Dog and Grinfuck know that they don't want Virginia Joe Dunlop around. However, also Jim Boone voted no and Corn Cob voted no. Now, why is that the case? I don't know. That could be like politics. Oh, and I should say Yeaman abstained from that vote. I have no idea why. Is it motion to approve president's appointee? Yeaman's the president. And Yeaman abstained from voting on his own appointee, which makes no sense to me. But maybe he just was the last to vote and just was like, oh, I won't vote. Or I don't know. I don't know what he's thinking. But the interesting thing is that Area 1 and Area 4, Jim Boone and Corn Cob voted against Virginia Joe Dunlop. Now, I don't know why that was. That could be like a political maneuver, or just appeasing those 2 guys on the board. I don't know. I really don't. But that's an interesting vote, and it kind of sticks out because that's going to be a contentious personality that certain people are just not going to want her around. Now, of course, Ben and Frank voted yes. Ben and Frank appear to be very consistent yes votes on this type of stuff. And Hot Dog and Grinfuck appear to be very consistent no votes. So where does it stand right now? It's kind of a mixed bag. it's kind of a mixed bag. Now, I've been watching online. Some guys are getting very frustrated. Now, I've been talking to, a lot of people really, guys that have been involved in this and paying attention to this. Maybe they've run for an area director slot. I've been talking to a lot of these guys, and there's some people that are saying, hey, this board, this is just as bad as the old board. They're like, hey, these guys aren't changing. Hey, we're mad about area directors expensing stuff and traveling at all. All of this stuff. Let me put it this way. There's a lot of people like, I would be in this camp. If I was on the board, I'd be like, make a motion to fire Donna. Like, let's fire Donna. I was like, I don't care if she can sue us, if she can say it's not for cause. Like, I personally, that doesn't bother me. She's fundamentally retarded, and I would just want to fire her. And I would have no problem doing that. I would be like, yep, fire her. And people watching what's going on are like, why don't they do this stuff? Why aren't they doing that? And I don't think they have the juice right now. I don't think they have the votes right now to do it. I think that they believe that they need to like fire her for cause or something like that. I don't really know. But things aren't moving the way that a lot of people would like them to move, including me. Like, I'm not super happy with the pace of these things. However, I wouldn't say that the new board is as bad as the old board. That to me seems like a little crazy. Like, just to be clear, the old board, like the board that unanimously voted to remove me, for example, they were altering election rules like right before elections, changing the rules of the game, lying about everything they're doing, conspiring against the membership, like literally conspiring against the membership, that kind of stuff. Like, the old board was really, really, really bad, like kind of evil. These guys, it's not as effective. It's not moving as fast as people would like. That's what's going on. Does it appear to be moving in the right direction? Yeah, it does. Kind of at a snail's pace right now, but it appears that they're setting the table for what they're going to do. Now, there are some setbacks. Like, Ken Cobb is a dipshit. Like, there's no two ways about it. I don't know how he's going to vote on critical issues as they come up in the future. I don't know. They've just appointed a guy for Area 5, which was a vacant seat. I don't know that dude. I mean, I don't know. Like, I hope he's okay. I don't know. We don't know how that guy's going to vote. We don't know what he's going to do. We don't know what's going to happen with the Area 3 slot. Is Scott coming back? Or is there going to be the election? Or is it Andy Erickson going to take? We don't know. So things are unknown right now. But like I said, things appear to be moving a little bit in the direction that we want them to. Like I said, disappointing the pace. I guess you'd call me an extremist. I would be taking some more extreme type of votes if it was me on the board. And I mean, a lot of other people think that stuff too. However, these guys are not, I mean, I don't know what's going on behind the scenes, but they've opted not to do that. So where do I sit on this? Like I said, I think another 60 days, we'll have a pretty good idea of what's going to happen. We'll know a lot more information by then. And then I think people will, get a sense for what's going on. Now, the sad thing for the organization is that this thing just keeps dragging on. The protests are dragging on to the point where it's like matches are now getting reformatted, a few of them into hit factor matches. People are getting more and more frustrated with the organization because, I mean, I think I said this a couple months ago, they got to get this thing settled. It was clear to me a couple months ago, I was like, we're going to have a new board. Like, they need to get this shit settled so that the organization can actually move forward. It has not happened at the pace that it needed to kind of salvage a lot of the stuff in this season. So if this goes on another 60 days, another 120 days, something like that, that'll put us past the middle of the year. And, a lot of decisions will have been made at that point. Like, for example, Area 3 is kind of up in the air. It didn't will there be a USPSA Area 3 match? Like, we didn't really know. It looks like it's going to go hit factor. So it's sad that things are taking this long, but at the same time, have to acknowledge they are making some steps in the right direction. So I'll keep watching. You guys should keep watching too. It has been entertaining of late, at least, to watch Corn Cob just destroy his reputation online. That has been funny. But the rest of it, honestly, it's a little bit sad at this point. But what can you do? I'll keep an eye out.